Did you know that the simple act of taking a shower in the morning could become a life-threatening mistake after the age of 17? It sounds unbelievable, doesn't it? But the truth is, every year, thousands of seniors suffer falls, heart attacks, and strokes, all because they showered at the wrong time of day. 120-year-old Stanley Peterson was active, independent, and healthy. But one early morning, he stepped into his shower and never walked out alive. This isn't a scare tactic. This is a wake-up call. Because what I'm about to share with you could quite literally save your life, or the life of someone you love deeply. In the next few minutes, you'll discover when showering becomes most dangerous for older adults, why your body works against you during early hours, and what simple, powerful steps you can take starting today to protect yourself. Don't wait for a tragedy to open your eyes. Let's begin now. 1. The fatal time window for senior showers. There is a specific time of day when stepping into the shower becomes the most dangerous decision a senior can make. And that time is between 4 a.m. and 8 a.m. Yes, those early morning hours when most people believe they're starting the day fresh and clean can actually become the perfect storm for a fatal accident. Medical experts have confirmed this. After age 70, your body's internal systems become more sensitive, more unstable, and far less forgiving during the early hours of the day. Researchers at Harvard Medical School discovered that this time period is when blood pressure regulation is at its worst. It's called the morning surge, a sudden and rapid rise in blood pressure that happens as your body wakes up. Now imagine adding the stress of hot water, steam, and standing in a slippery environment, right as your body is going through one of its most vulnerable transitions. That's exactly what happened to Stanley Peterson. He took his morning shower between 6 a.m. and 6:30 a.m., a time he'd used for decades without worry. But his body wasn't the same anymore, and that one ordinary morning became his last. The heartbreaking truth is this: most seniors and their families don't know that timing matters. You might feel alert, you might feel fine, but your cardiovascular system is at its weakest during those early hours. Taking a shower between 4 a.m. and 8 a.m. in the morning increases your risk of a fatal fall or heart event by up to 80%. That's not a small number. That's not a maybe. It's a fact backed by science that could mean the difference between life and death. So let me ask you, what time do you usually shower? If it's within that danger window, please don't wait another day. Change it now, not next week, not tomorrow, because tomorrow might be too late. 2. Body temperature. Regulation dangers. Now let's talk about something you may not have noticed, but your body certainly has. Have you ever felt lightheaded, dizzy, or even faint during a hot shower? It didn't used to happen, did it? But now, after Sari, your body is changing in ways that you can't always feel until it's too late. And one of the biggest changes, your ability to regulate temperature. According to the American Journal of Geriatric Medicine, as we age, our internal thermostat begins to fail us. We become slower to adjust to sudden changes in heat or cold. And the early morning hours, that's when your core body temperature is naturally at its lowest point. So picture this: you've just woken up. Your body is still cool. Your circulation is still slow. Then you step into a stream of hot water. Your blood vessels expand too quickly. Your heart has to work harder. Your brain may not get enough oxygen. And in seconds, just seconds, you can feel dizzy, lose balance, and fall. Dr. Amanda Chen, a specialist in senior thermophysiology, explains it best. The sudden heat from a morning shower creates a cardiovascular strain that many older adults can no longer manage safely. Let that sink in. A hot shower at the wrong time becomes a silent threat. Take the story of Albert Reynolds, an 83-year-old retired accountant. Healthy, independent, sharp. One morning, he collapsed in the shower. His heart triggered into an arrhythmia by the sudden heat shock. He nearly died, and he had no idea his shower routine was so dangerous. His cardiologist later explained, it wasn't just the hot water, it was the timing, and the combination was nearly fatal. Now, what can you do to protect yourself? Here's your action plan. Lower your water temperature to lukewarm between 95 and 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Install an anti-scald device in your shower. Never assume that your body can handle it the way it used to. You don't have to give up the comfort of a warm shower, but you do have to give up the risk, because the heat you once loved could now be the very thing that brings you harm. Please don't ignore this. Make the change today, not tomorrow. It's a simple adjustment that could save your life. 3. Medication timing and shower risk. Now let's talk about something even more unexpected. Your medication. Yes, the very pills you take to stay healthy could quietly be putting you at greater risk in the shower. You see, many seniors take blood pressure medications as soon as they wake up. It's part of their morning routine. But here's the hidden danger. These medications often reach their peak effect right around the same time your body is waking up, during those vulnerable. And if you take your pills, then head straight to the shower, you've just created a dangerous double drop in your blood pressure. Let me explain. Your body naturally experiences a dip in blood pressure overnight. Then, as you stand up and move around in the morning, there's a fragile balance being restored. Now add in medication, which further lowers your blood pressure, then add a hot shower, which causes your blood vessels to expand even more. And suddenly, your brain may not get enough oxygen. You could feel faint. You could pass out. And in the bathroom, that's one of the most dangerous places to lose consciousness. Dr. Michael Ramirez from the Mayo Clinic puts it this way: the synchronization of medication effects and shower timing creates a compounding drop in blood flow. In some seniors, that's enough to cause a collapse, and they never see it coming. Let me share the story of Patricia Sullivan. She's a 76-year-old grandmother of 5. Every day, she woke up at 6:30 a.m., took her medication, and jumped in the shower by 7. For months, she felt dizzy, unsteady, and didn't know why. Her doctor later discovered that she was taking her lisinopril at the exact time her blood pressure was already at its lowest. That, combined with the heat and the standing posture, was a recipe for disaster. Once Patricia separated her medication and her shower by 3 hours, her dizziness disappeared completely. So what does this mean for you? Here's your essential safety plan. Never shower within 2 hours of taking your blood pressure medication. Talk to your doctor about the best timing for your doses. Create a simple chart, or use a sticky note to remind yourself every day. It's such a small change, but it could mean the difference between a safe morning and a tragic accident. So ask yourself this: are you willing to adjust your routine to protect your balance, your brain, and your life? Because this isn't about giving up your independence. It's about keeping it with wisdom, with care, and with the right timing. 4. Hidden bathroom dangers. Amplified by time of day. You may not realize this, but your bathroom, the place you go to clean and refresh yourself, can quickly become the most dangerous room in your entire home. And what makes it even more risky, the time of day you use it. Specifically, before sunrise. Studies from the National Institute on Aging show something truly alarming. Seniors over 70 experience a 60% decrease in visual perception during low light conditions. That means when you wake up early and head to the bathroom before the sun is up, your eyes may not be showing you the full picture. That damp floor you can't see, that small puddle of water reflecting no light, it could cause a slip, a fall, and a fracture that changes your life forever. Dr. Sarah Johnson, a geriatric ophthalmologist, explains it like this: most older adults don't realize how sharply their night vision and contrast sensitivity decline. A bathroom that feels safe during daylight becomes a trap of hidden hazards in dim light. Let me share the story of Gregory Harrison. He's an 81-year-old retired postal worker. He had always prided himself on staying independent. Still woke up before 6 a.m. to start his day. But one morning, after stepping out of the shower, he didn't see the thin layer of water near his feet. He slipped, and the fall fractured his hip. From that day on, Gregory's mobility was never the same. He needed assistance to walk. And he said something that still echoes in his family's hearts: if I had just waited until daylight, I would have seen the water. I would have avoided the fall that changed everything. So what can you do? Here's your action checklist, and it's simple. Install motion-activated night lights in your bathroom and along the hallway leading to it. These lights turn on automatically. No fumbling for switches. No walking in the dark. Use non-slip mats with bright, high-contrast colors. Avoid clear or beige ones. They vanish in low light. Make them visible, even when your eyes are adjusting. Reassess your bathroom layout. Remove loose rugs. Check for corners that you bump into. And remember, if something feels unsafe, it probably is. These are not overreactions. They are precautions. Precautions that protect your freedom and prevent injuries that could steal it from you in seconds. Ask yourself, are you seeing your bathroom through the eyes of your 40-year-old self, or are you willing to see it through the eyes of who you are now? Strong, wise, but no longer built to bounce back from a hard fall. Make these small changes today. Don't wait for an accident to remind you why you should have, because your safety starts before your feet even hit the tile. 5. Morning dehydration and showering. Here's something few people ever think about. The first thing your body experiences after waking up is dehydration. All night long, while you sleep, you breathe, you sweat, you lose fluids silently, invisibly, and by the time you open your eyes in the morning, your body is already running on empty. Now think about what happens next. You stand up, you walk into the bathroom, and you step into a hot shower. That's when trouble begins. According to geriatric specialists at Johns Hopkins, morning dehydration combined with the standing position required for showers creates a perfect storm for something called orthostatic hypotension. That's a sudden drop in blood pressure that can make you feel faint, dizzy, or even cause you to collapse without warning. Dr. William Parker, a leading researcher in senior hydration, explains, most seniors don't realize how dehydrated they are when they wake up. Add heat and gravity from a shower, and the body simply can't keep blood flowing to the brain fast enough. Let me tell you about Leonard Sullivan, a 77-year-old who lived alone and never missed his morning shower. Every day, like clockwork. He stepped into the bathroom at 6:40 a.m., but for months, he kept feeling lightheaded, especially right after turning on the water. He assumed it was just age, until his doctor explained he wasn't drinking anything before showering, and his blood volume was too low to handle the shift in temperature and position. Once Leonard began drinking a full glass of water 15 minutes before showering, his dizziness disappeared completely. He said, "It was such a simple fix, and yet it could have saved me from a serious fall. I wish someone had told me years ago, so let me be the one to tell you today. Here's your new non-negotiable habit. Keep a glass or bottle of water near your bed. As soon as you wake up, drink at least 8 ounces slowly, but completely. Wait 15 minutes before entering the shower. That's it. No expensive gadgets, no complicated schedules. Just water and a few minutes of patience. This one change could keep your feet steady, keep your mind clear, and keep your heart safe. So ask yourself, are you starting your day refreshed and protected, or are you stepping into the shower already depleted and at risk? Choose wisely. Choose hydration. Choose life. 6. Emergency response time factors. Now let's imagine, what happens if despite all precautions, you do slip, you fall, you can't get up, you're injured, you're cold, and you're alone. The clock starts ticking. But here's the terrifying part. If that fall happens early in the morning, between 4:00 and 8:00, your chances of being found in time drop dramatically. Why? Because at that hour, most people are still asleep. Neighbors aren't walking their dogs. Family members aren't checking in yet. Phone calls go unanswered, and the house is quiet. According to emergency medicine studies, seniors who fall during early morning hours are 40% less likely to be discovered within the critical golden hour, that vital window when medical help can mean the difference between recovery and lifelong consequences. Dr. Emily Rodriguez, an emergency trauma physician, says, "We've seen far too many seniors suffer complications, not because of the fall itself, but because no one knew it happened until it was too late." Let me share the story of Beatrice Harper, a 73-year-old widow who lived alone. Beatrice woke up around 5:00 and stepped into the shower. She slipped, hit her head, and lay on the cold tile floor for nearly 4 hours, until a neighbor finally noticed her paper hadn't been collected. By then, her body temperature had dropped dangerously low. She was rushed to the hospital with hypothermia, and her recovery took months. Her doctors said, had she been found even 1 hour earlier, much of the damage could have been prevented. Today, Beatrice keeps a strict mid-morning shower schedule, and she's arranged daily check-in calls with a neighbor and her daughter, because she knows now. Time matters. So what can you do? Here's your action plan. Install a waterproof emergency call button in your shower or bathroom. These devices can save your life, but only if you have them in place before an accident happens. Schedule daily check-ins with family, friends, or neighbors, especially if you live alone. A simple morning text or call can make all the difference. Consider setting an automatic alert if no movement is detected in your home by a certain time. It's not about fear. It's about being prepared. Because the reality is this: falls don't just injure the body. They isolate, they expose vulnerability, and they change lives in an instant. Ask yourself, if you fell in your bathroom at 500 Zumai, how long would it take before someone found you? Whatever that answer is, let's make it shorter. Let's make it safer. Let's make sure you're never left waiting for help that arrives too late. 7. Cognitive function and morning shower safety. Now let me ask you something deeply important. How sharp is your thinking right after you wake up? Most people assume they're alert, that they can make good decisions, that they'll notice danger and react in time. But science tells a different story. According to neurologists at Stanford University, cognitive function in older adults is at its lowest point between 400 am and 800 am. Reaction time slows down. Judgment is clouded, and your brain simply isn't firing on all cylinders yet. Now imagine, you're adjusting water temperature, reaching for the soap, balancing on a wet floor, and suddenly, the water turns too hot, or the floor too slick. Would your brain notice in time? Would your body respond fast enough to prevent a fall? Maybe not. Dr. Jonathan Miller, a neurologist specializing in aging and circadian rhythms, explains cognitive processing speed, reflexes, and decision-making are significantly impaired during early morning hours, especially in seniors. Let me share the story of Franklin Wilson, a 9-year-old who had always taken pride in his mental sharpness. He read the newspaper daily, played chess with his grandson, and never forgot a name or appointment. But one morning, he stepped into the shower at 600 am and didn't notice that the water temperature had jumped from warm to scalding. By the time he reacted, it was too late. He suffered serious burns and spent 2 weeks in the hospital. He later said, had that happened at noon, I would have noticed it immediately. But at that hour, my brain just wasn't fully awake. And that's the truth many overlook. Your mind may not be ready to keep you safe even if your body feels steady. So what can you do? Here's a smart simple plan. Set a consistent shower time between 10 AUZP and 2 HZP. This is when cognitive function tends to peak. You'll think more clearly, react more quickly, and stay more aware of your surroundings. Use a shower timer with an alarm. Limit your exposure time when alertness is low. Even a gentle chime can serve as a reminder to stay present and cautious. If you take medications that affect cognition, such as sleep aids or sedatives, make sure to separate those from your shower routine by several hours. Because this isn't just about strength, it's about awareness. And awareness protects you more than any grab bar, mat, or handrail ever could. So again, I ask, is the convenience of a morning shower worth the risk of stepping in when your mind is still half asleep? Or would you rather step in with your brain fully alert, your senses engaged, and your safety intact? Now you know the truth. That morning shower, the one that feels so normal, so harmless, could quietly become one of the greatest health risks after age 75. But it doesn't have to be, because now you're no longer in the dark. You've learned the 7 invisible dangers lurking behind that early morning routine. The fatal time window, temperature shock, medication timing, low light hazards, morning dehydration, delayed emergency response, and reduced brain function when you need it most. These are not just facts. They are life-saving insights, and the power is now in your hands. So here's what you must do. Move your shower time to 10 am or later. Drink water before you bathe. Separate medications from showering. Lower your water temperature. Light your bathroom well. Install safety devices before the accident happens. And never assume it won't happen to me, because staying independent doesn't mean staying unaware. It means being wise, being proactive, and protecting your future with the knowledge you have today. So ask yourself, will you make these simple changes? Will you protect yourself or someone you love? If this video opened your eyes, please click like right now. Share it with a friend, a parent, a neighbor. It may save their life tomorrow morning. And don't forget to subscribe for more practical, powerful tips to stay safe, strong, and independent. Because growing older should never mean growing more vulnerable. Stay safe, stay smart, and stay with us.